14 to order. I'll ask that you please rise for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the blessings you bestow upon us on a daily basis. We ask that you remember those that are in need right now, whether it be those that are families of the almost 300 people killed in the downed plane, whether it be people here locally that are going through trying times in their lives. We ask that you give them wisdom and guidance and understanding and peace. We ask that you give us the ability as a city government to do those things which makes our community a better place in which to live. Thy name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Everything's up there, boss.
I'm going to ask Scott Hill to please come forward, and I'm going to ask the Deputy Assistant Chief to come forward with me. Madam Clerk.
To Sergeant Scott Hill, Support Services, Police Department, Employee of the Quarter. Congratulations. Because of your professional and efficient manner in which you fulfill your job responsibilities in the Support Services Bureau of the Police Department, you have been selected as Employee of the Quarter for April 1st through June 30th, 2014. Not a day goes by that you do not make a personal sacrifice for the greater good of the police department and also the city of North Charleston. With your ability to interact favorably with fellow employees and peers, you have gained respect from others. In your position in support services, you are tasked to maintain and coordinate the technology section of the police department that includes in-car cameras, mobile data systems, police radios, and the automated license plate reader. You also assist in the police department budget process and are continually researching to find the best equipment at a lower cost to the department. You are known for your quality of work, high motivation, and willingness to assist fellow employees and citizens in need. With these attributes, you are the epitome of an outstanding employee, well deserving the recognition as Employee of the Quarter. Enclosed is a copy of the nomination form that was used for determination. Thank you for your hard work and your dedication.
Scott's been with us a good while. I remember back when he was in the animal and had his police dog that used to travel with him, and I was scared of that dog. I'm going to be honest with you. He didn't scare me by himself, but when he had the dog with him, he was a whole different ball game. But it was great. Your wife didn't come with you, did she? Come here, darling. This young lady is here with us, and we're going to present this to her because we know where the money goes. And it's a $200 in gift cards, and so you were just going to do the same thing I just did. So I wanted to hand them to her, but the young men and women in our police service and all the employees that we have in the city is the face of North Charleston. They are the people that the people in the community see on a daily basis. And they are the ones that reflect who we are and what we are as a government and as a body. And I've always found Scott to be of great integrity in working in his job and what he does, and he always has the sense of how he presents himself on behalf of our community. And I want to tell you, we greatly appreciate it. Congratulations. It's a well-deserved honor. Yeah, we need a group picture here. I'll get my, no, you can.
No.
Don't worry, I'll get y'all.
We also have a next item on the agenda is the presentation to the Peruvian Heritage Week. Please, our representatives, please come forward.
It's a proclamation, sir. Whereas South Carolina has welcomed people from around the world of every nationality and ethnicity, and our citizens appreciate the cultural contributions made by individuals of various backgrounds, including those made by our thriving Peruvian communities. And whereas Peru, the land of the highly developed Inca civilization centered in Cuzco, has a rich history of human culture dating back to circa 11,000 BCE, and its fight for independence from Spain was led by José de San Martin and Simón Bolívar, who proclaimed independence on July 28, 1821. And whereas since that date, the Peruvian people have worked hard to establish a strong and productive country. And during this week, all those of Peruvian ancestry worldwide take the opportunity to honor their cherished motherland with the words of the historic proclamation of 1821. From this moment on, Peru is free and independent for the general will of the towns and for the justice of its cause that God defends. Long live the homeland, long live freedom, long live our independence. And whereas this will be the first raising of the Peruvian flag ceremony for the city of North Charleston, and we are proud to support all of the Peruvian community efforts and contributions to our city. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, R. Keith Summey, Mayor of the City of North Charleston, do hereby proclaim July 24th through July 31st, 2014 as Peruvian Heritage Week, and urge all citizens to participate wholeheartedly in its observance.
Our community, those of us who grew up in rural areas, remember the quilting that was done. You didn't go to the store and buy the quilt to keep you warm in your home. You bought materials and collected materials and put all colors of materials together, make a way for you to keep yourself warm. Our community is like that quilt. We're made up of all kinds of people from all over the world, but yet we come together in this country to be Americans, but we never lose the heritage from which we came. And that's what makes us a great nation. We are a collective group of people who live together, work together every day, and we help each other celebrate our history instead of putting our history down. And it gives me great pleasure as the mayor to have an opportunity to present this proclamation to you. And we will have a flag ceremony Saturday morning up at Westcott Park, and our Mayor Pro Tem will be handling that for me. But we want to help you celebrate your rich heritage and your future as great citizens of this community. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you very much.
You got the mic. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Sorry, my English is not very well, but I was came to this country maybe 20 years ago. I worked hard in this country. We are aliens now. We are citizens, U.S. citizens. My brother, my wife, everybody. My brother was serving in the Air Force. For this reason, I came to Charleston. I was living in Stamford, Connecticut. Came and the weather here is beautiful. Yeah. Also, I was growing up in Peru in the jungle area. In Connecticut, always is cold, this weather almost all the year. Here, it's mosquitoes, alligators, snakes. I love this place. Also the people, I would work all the year long. I have a small painting company. Thank you for your, we are really glad to God and the Americans people for get to us and our community and work together. Also, we love, my daughter works in U.S. And MUSC in the downtown. She's all years old, and she's happy. She speaks Spanish, she speaks English. We love American. We say thank you. For this reason, we try to say thank you in this great ceremony this Sunday, to try to say thank you to U.S. and all Peruvians stay together. Thank you, Mayor, for
Thank you. It won't be 5 more years before we put a southern brogue to that Peruvian.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
I got to learn how to say y'all in a Peruvian accent. Thank y'all. Next, I'm going to let the Assistant Chief make some comments about the program that we've had and the support that we've had from the community. One of the things that we have challenged our police department to be is basically a kinder and a way to get to the community. You know, we have so much trouble in a lot of our communities, and the only way those troubles are going to heal is create relationships, because some of the needs of these young people within the neighborhoods are not being met by their families. And how do we subsidize some of those needs that they have? We can't heal them all, but what can we do to make life as good as we can in the contributions that we do? We have such a great group of men and women that work in our police department that they have volunteered to do a lot of things. But I will tell you, without the community support and the business support within the community, a lot of the projects and programs that we do, we wouldn't be able to do. And I just want to take this time publicly I met this morning with Senator Kempson, to thank him, and Reggie met with us this morning as well. He put in the budget and actually got it through, $275,000 for us to put into community program through our police department, working in our neighborhoods. I was surprised. I told him I was not surprised he introduced it. I was surprised he got it left in the budget, because he was a freshman senator, but he was able to work and get it done. And it also has the potential of being a reoccurring annual amount if he can keep it in the budget. So we'll be working to display to him the results of that money. But locally, our independent business people work with us so greatly and are so supportive of what we do in the communities. And we're here tonight to recognize them, and I'm going to ask the Deputy Chief, the Assistant Chief, please take over.
Mayor, thank you, Council, and our citizens. The Bible says to have a friend, you must first show yourself friendly. And like the Mayor said, to work in our community, we have to be a part of the community, because we, as police officers, we work for the people. So we have to show that, and this is a great way of showing it, is working with our community through the schools and through the camps. Kids and Cops. The program was started by the police department, school resource officers, Drew Ivy, and Drew's right here to the end. And it's to provide gifts for underprivileged children that live in our city for the holiday season. Our local businesses committed financially to provide a fantastic holiday season for children that may not experience one otherwise. A North Charleston police officer accompanies each child for a fun-filled day of shopping with a $150 gift card at Walmart. The goal of this program is to take these children from our communities and not only give them gifts, but a long-lasting relationship. Last year, nearly 100 children were served by the program, and this year we expected even more with the benefit from the program. So tonight, we want to give a special thanks to our supporters, because to do this program, we have to have, like I said, friends. We have to be friendly to gather friendship, and the supporters are what we call our partners and our friends. So tonight, we'd like to present an award from the Kids of Cop.
I'll name them and you can hand out. First one is a company that has changed its name, but they're the same folks and have been a part of this community for an extremely long time. Used to be called Bryant Signs, but it's now Print Charleston. We'd like for them to come forward to receive their thank you award. This is the South because of girls. Okay, thank you very much. Next is Walmart Centerpoint. Sometimes I think Walmart Centerpoint hates to hear us call. We do ask for help, but they're always willing to help us in the community and a great contributor to what we're able to do. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, sir. Let's get a picture now. All right, I'm on the end, so you got to have the wide angle lens. You got one more, okay.
Excellent, thank you.
Next is Stokes Volkswagen. Did they get here? Stokes didn't make it. We will get the award to them. Liquid Box.
Am I that big?
Me.
No, there are people that like to hide from it.
Yes. You're like me, you're not easy to hide. Two that aren't with us tonight, but always help us as well, as Jersey Mike's and Chick-fil-A, but they couldn't be with us tonight. Van Robinson Insurance. Did they make it? We will get the award to them as well. Coastal Crisis Chaplaincy. Thank you. Thank you, brother. You having surgery tomorrow?
What happened to HIPAA?
You don't work for me. I sent him to my doctor.
Yes.
I figured if he's gonna mess up 1 out of 3, I may have to go again. Let him be the one that gets messed up.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Bubba. Church of Resurrection could not be here as well, and East Bay Deli. Thank you. Thank you. This almost it makes me want to sing, but I'm not going to. What's that song? And the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait and see. Come on, Bob. Wait and see. Good kid. But we do want to thank each and every one of these folks for supporting us, and thank y'all very much. All right, Madam Clerk.
Upward and onward. Item 1 is a request to approve the minutes from the July 10th, 2014 City Council meeting.
Move for approval.
Second.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Pardon me. Mr. Astol?
Aye.
Mr. Brinson?
Aye.
Mr. Olds?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Summy?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Item 2 is the final reading of an ordinance to rezone the property at 4601 Dorsey from R2 multifamily residential to B1 limited business, and to amend the comprehensive plan future land use map for the same parcel from multifamily residential to neighborhood commercial.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, the clerk please call the roll.
Mr. Estel?
Aye.
Mr. Brinson? Mr. Olds?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Summy?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Item 3 is the final reading of an ordinance to rezone the property at 1258 Remount Road from B2 General Business to M1 Light Industrial, and amend the comprehensive plan future land use map for the same parcel from Major Business Retail to Light Industrial.
Move for denial.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Motion is to deny.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Astle?
Aye.
Mr. Brinson?
Aye.
Mr. Olds?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Summy?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Item 4 is the final reading of an ordinance amending the Mixon Avenue Plan Development District, along with a proposed approval of a preliminary subdivision plat for Phase 4.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, the clerk please call the roll.
Mr. Astle?
Aye.
Mr. Brinson? Mr. Olds?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Summy?
Aye.
Mayor Summy,
Yes,
may
ma'am.
we please take items 5 through 16, title only?
5 through 16 without objection, title only.
All righty. Item 5,
Yes, sir.
Just want to make sure item number 5 is not a resolution.
item 5 is the first reading of an ordinance.
First reading of an ordinance. Item 6 is a resolution, but it will be, as long as it's read in, it's okay. Okay.
Item 5 is the first reading of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute all necessary documents for the transfer of real property owned by the city of North Charleston, located at 6601 Dorchester Road, Unit 3, TMS number 406-00000245. We're going to go all in a
All
row.
of them at one time, buddy. I'll let you do it, though.
Motion by Todd Old. Item 6 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a renewal of the agreement with the MUSC to provide a medical control physician to the North Charleston Fire Department. Number 7 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute documents necessary to purchase 1325 Sumner Avenue, North Charleston, South Carolina, TMS 471-120053, in the amount of $27,500, and seek reimbursement for the purchase under the Charleston County's Greenbelt Project Urban Grants Program.
So move.
We can do them all at one time.
Item 8 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Glick Bohm Architecture for design and architectural services for a new senior center. Item 9 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute leases with the South Carolina Department of Public Rails for Sterrett Hall, the fire station, and Park South. Number 10 is a resolution to authorize the mayor to accept the property located east of Gaynor and north of Durant, TMS 470-0500-011, in lieu of payment to satisfy a lien on the property. Item 11 is a resolution appointing the municipal clerk to serve an interim term ending January 2015. Item 12 is a request to approve the use of non-standard services fund for placing power lines underground, prioritization of phases, and a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter an agreement with SCE&G for the initial phase of Montague Avenue between International Boulevard and I-526. 13 is an authorization of reimbursement resolution making a declaration of intent to reimburse the city for equipment-related expenditures made prior to entering into a lease purchase installment contract. 14 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an annexation and service agreement between the city and the Ashley River Rural Fire Department. 15 is a request to approve the purchase of and upgrade of the city's integrated financial management and payroll human resources system. And 16 is a request to approve change order number 1, Palm Meadow Commerce Parkway and Westcott Grounds Maintenance.
Motion was made by Mr. Olds. It was seconded by Mr. King. That satisfactory, gentlemen? Okay. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Astle?
Aye.
Mr. Brinson?
Aye.
Mr. Olds?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Summy?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Therefore, item 17 is a request to approve Miss Anastasia Tasha Grandy to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Move for approval.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Astle?
Aye.
Mr. Brinson?
Aye.
Mr. Olds?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Summy?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Item 18 is a request to approve the appointment of Mr. Jenian Tyson to the North Charleston Housing Authority Board of Directors.
Move approval.
Motion and a second. Mr. King, second.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Astle?
Aye.
Mr. Brinson?
Aye.
Mr. Olds?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Summy?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. And item 19 is a request to approve the reappointment to the Arts Advisory Committee of Ms. Dawn Teeter and Miss Mandy Thompson.
Move for approval. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, the clerk please call the roll.
Mr. Astle?
Aye.
Mr. Brinson?
Aye.
Mr. Olds?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Mr. Hart?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Mayor Summy?
Aye. Anything to come before the body for any reason? Hearing none, meeting's adjourned. Thank y'all very much. Okay, ma'am.